All right. Yes, it is. It's all working. So, guys, it is another Hot Topic Tuesday. It is November 11, believe it or not. What, 5 or 6 weeks away from Christmas, the end of the year,
Not
the
enough.
start of another new year. Not enough time for everything is still there. And what a wonderful time yet to get into today's subject matter, which, man, really, it's like, what's the hot topic? AI. And it was interesting because I'm going, who do I have? Because I'm not the guy. I'm going to be a great student today and hopefully ask a lot of questions that you have, and don't be afraid to put those in the chat. Um, but we had a managers meeting a couple weeks back, and all of a sudden, I ran into this person who
I should have never spoke at that
you
meeting.
should have been really quiet. But here's what I saw: passion coming out of Leigh Grimes, and Leigh happens to be our extraordinary branch manager of our Port Huron location. You're up in Port Huron, guys. You got to stop in and see this historical office. It's just really, really cool. But anyway, she started talking about AI, and you could just see the passion coming from her about this subject matter. And I'm going, oh, Leigh, we've got to talk about this on Hot Topic. And I got her on as quick as I could. And so if she stumbles or falls asleep on us a little bit here, it's because she was up until about 3 in the morning finalizing everything that she's put together today. But Leigh's going to do a whole lot of teaching. And I think what we talked about is more of an introduction, right?
Yes, today's an introduction and the beginning setup.
Okay, and so we've been talking about where do we go? So when we finish up today, what will we do? And we're going to let you guys know that at the end of today's session. But we wanted to just hit it so that you guys know it really is an introduction. We're going to give you the handout at the end of today's session. Well, you'll have it. I'm in Port Huron. I got to go back. We'll see if I can get it out to you beforehand. Anyway, we're going to give you today's handout. It'll be out to everybody so that you'll have this as a guideline. And we'll share with you at the end what Leigh and I put together as a vision to really help train and develop you guys in how to set up and actually use AI in your business. But let's do this, kind of a little bit about who you are and what got you so passionate about AI.
Okay, so I've been in real estate 10 years. I've been here as the office manager about 3. We've been using AI, I would say about a year. Some of the agents more than others. I do not like technology, still haven't jumped on the video bandwagon.
So that sounds like a lot of us, right?
And I noticed we're all using this as a search engine, which I'm now learning is not the correct way to use it. Go back to Google for search engine, use AI for what it can do. But we had one agent in the office, Janelle Taddy, and she was using it for when she's meeting with her builders and she's taking notes. She would take a screenshot of her notes, go back, plug it into AI, and it printed them out for her. She had them back to her clients right away. And she just looks like the superstar that she is.
Wow.
Jamie has been watching podcasts in the office. So she follows Jared James. He has a lot of great content. I take quite a bit from him since she put me on that, but we've been playing around with it. I had the opportunity to go to Gen Blue, which we all should be at together as an HRC
And
unit.
that's a convention for the blue side. Gold, we have our 21 convention. So it's Gen Blue is the international convention.
Yep. So when I seen the schedule and all of the AI classes, I knew that that's what I was going. I wanted to get as much content as I could to bring back and help train the agents and to start using it better. Anything that you listen to will tell you this is not going away and be ahead of the game. We need to start thinking like our consumers.
You and I were just talking, guys. If here for me, it was 1987 when I got into this business. What technology? There weren't even the old bag phones at that point. You had books or half sheets for the MLS. So it was interesting because when we talked technology, the first bit of technology that came into the real estate business really was the internet.
Mhm.
And I remember everybody going just like, oh, this totally going to change how it's going to take over. There won't be a need for us. What ended up is, no, we had to embrace it,
And learn how to use it.
learn how to use it. Well, then let's see, agency disclosure became a thing.
Yep.
And that was going to totally change how we did the real estate business. But in the end, didn't change anything, made it better, and we had to embrace it. And we could go on throughout,
Right.
but here we are. Now there's this AI thing, and we're either going to embrace it or
Right.
we're going to find ourselves catching up and embracing it later. So
Yes.
now is the time then.
Yep.
So with that, then I guess what's the first thing we should even look at, Leigh?
Well, so that was what I thought I was going to Gen Blue to. I mean, I just wanted to learn which AI to use. Is there one just for real estate? Is there one that's better than others? Because we could pay for 40 subscriptions and still get nowhere.
Yeah, because you see them all. They're all, Google's got theirs, Yahoo's got theirs, and Microsoft has got, everybody's got one. Matter of fact, I'm even looking at the slide here, and up here in the corner, it says this appears to be along use AI assistant.
Right.
So almost everything's got an AI assistant within it.
And you can create an AI assistant.
So guys, look, if this is going to make your head spin, I'm going to try to make sure it spins no less than mine. But so how do we get started?
Yep. So everybody, both at Gen Blue and at MAR, if you haven't attended the Michigan Association Convention, everybody came back and said that ChatGPT was the one for now to go to. That might change. It might not. It's $20 a month. Definitely worth it. We've all been using it at the $20 a month capacity. You can use it if you don't pay for it. However, you're limited to how many times in a 24-hour setting. So it keeps you to that 24 hours. When it locks you out, you're not giving back on until 2 o'clock tomorrow if it locked you out at 2 o'clock today.
So then somebody, maybe to start out,
Yes.
can just start out with the free edition if they find themselves getting locked out.
Yes. And if you start with the free edition and go to the paid edition, you don't lose the stuff that you used when you were using the free. It stays there. So it's not like you have to worry about recreating it. What it's going to do is it's going to give you an option to link more stuff and use it as many times as you want. The $20, I really feel, I haven't found anything that says I could have not paid for it and still been able to use it.
So really start with the free.
Yes.
If you're really getting in and using this as an assistant,
correct,
it's worth the $20 a month upgrade.
Yes. If you're on day 3 of being locked out, you need to pay for it.
Okay, there's a great guideline. I like that.
So once you've purchased it, you're going to log in. You're going to start by going to settings. You want to personalize your settings. So there is going to be a tab in settings that says personalization. This is going to give you a bunch of drop downs and prompts. It's going to ask for like some keyword character describing words on you. We are all our own worst critic. So grab somebody in the office and grab 5 people in the office, or do it as a collaboration and ask people to give 5 words to describe you. Put those in there. Anything you're doing with AI, whether personalizing it to yourself or creating a CMA, more information, the more accurate it's going to be.
When you say personalize it, the more accurate it will be. What does it really do once it, I'm going to say, knows who we are?
It's going to use your tone. It's going to use your personality. It's going to eventually use your words.
So as it writes, it's going to write the way we speak.
Yes.
In our interests, our mode, our fun,
yes,
or our seriousness.
Any of that. And if you put all, I mean,
hi, Jenny.
You don't want to tell it that
I'm good. How about you?
I'm still hanging in there.
Yeah.
you don't want to tell it you're a grumpy person, even if you are a grumpy person. So you're going to use all positive of things, right? But if you're writing something later down the road and you want a more aggressive tone, you can then tell it to use an aggressive tone.
Okay.
But you're not going to want that to be your everyday common kickback that it's giving you for a data.
So we're really just giving it anything and everything that we can. I'm gonna ask this because as I see link to Canva, Spotify, email and my calendar,
Yes,
even my contacts,
correct. Okay, don't be scared.
you knew where I was going.
There's going to be another step that we're going to hit where you're giving AI rules. So we will hit the rules, but
Okay.
for now in the setup, after you've personalized it for yourself, you're then going to go to apps and connectors. Link your Canva, and we soon as a company are going to have Canva Pro. So that's going to be a bigger bonus.
Yeah, so for those who don't know, well, here, I'm just gonna say Canva is a really wonderful program to be able to put together some very nice visual marketing pieces or emails, postcards, things of that nature. The brand or Anywhere, who is the parent company of Coldwell Banker and Century 21, has arranged a deal with Canva to where that is going to be provided to all agents at no cost is the plan, and that's to be rolled out at this point. They're projecting in January. So we'll see if they meet that, but heads up for that one because that can make a big difference in how these things interact.
Right. Yep. So you are going to link your Google Drive, your Google contacts. I'm going to tell you how to use those down the road. I have my Spotify linked. I'm going to be honest. I don't know how I'm going to use it, but if you think about it, your Spotify, it's you. It's the music you listen to. Like it has a rhythm. I listen to this type of music when I'm at the gym. I listen to this music throughout the day. It's going to pick up those key things about you and at some point going to start incorporating. So it's just one more thing. And maybe I'll discover how to take music off of it and include it to a slide. I don't know. I'm not there yet.
I'm thinking back to when, what's it been, 47 years for my wife and I, what she knew about me then, if she knew now,
Right.
she might change it. It's learning constantly. The
Right.
more we're engaged with it, the more it's truly learning about us.
Yes. You can even do a disc report on yourself.
Wow.
And
Which for those who don't know what a disc report is, that is,
your personality,
well, if you want to find out who you really are,
do a disc on your clients.
and that's one of the things we're planning for this coming year is to really get into personalities and communication preferences, but not today.
Right.
But at least you'll know what that
But
is
if you
and hear
have a
about it.
disc report, drag it and drop it into your AI that you're setting up for AI trainings. It's one more thing to get to know you better.
Awesome.
Trying to think. So
Here.
next, we're going to, now we're out of settings. You've got all of that set up. If you look at the left-hand side of ChatGPT, there is a section that says new projects. So you're going to click on that and create a new folder. You can create as many folders as you want. I try to keep my folders, like I have an AI training. I have, thank you. I have one for like my characteristics. I have one for my logos. But going back to this one, name it training your AI. And you can open it, you can add to it as many times as you want. You can change anything that you've put in there just by going in and saying, remove this and recreate it to that. Once you're in that new folder, you're going to give your AI a name.
A name.
Your name. You are naming your AI.
What'd you name yours?
Rosie.
How'd you come up with that?
So my branding is Rosie the Riveter. And I want it to stay true to all of my stuff that I'm incorporating in it. So I named her Rosie.
I like it.
Back to personalizations, that's one of the things you put in there is it's going to ask you, what do you want your AI to call you? I strongly suggest that everybody uses their personal name. And the reason why is because say you're creating an email and she's calling you Rover and throws your name into that email and you didn't completely proofread it and you missed that, anybody you're sending that email to is now going to call you Rover.
You didn't have that experience, did you?
No,
Oh, thank gosh.
no, one of the other podcasts that I've watched taught me that. So yes, you're gonna start and all you're gonna do is in the little chat bar, you are going to say that I am giving you the name of Rosie. And this is how we are gonna communicate back and forth.
I get a kick out of it because you're even saying thank you to Rosie, aren't you?
Oh, yeah, my husband was making fun of me. I'm horrible at this. So I'll give it a prompt. It will come back and generate what you want. And I'm like, thank you. I really like that. Or no, please, let's try it again and change this. And my husband goes, did you just tell your computer thank you? I'm like, yeah.
It's, I've got a lot of things set up on my Google Hub around the house, the lights and TV and the thermostat, the garage door. I mean, I have a smart home, I guess, is the way that you would put it. But occasionally you'll go, hey, Google, what's on my schedule? And
Right.
thank you.
I mean, maybe if I'm nice to her, she'll be nice to me back.
Yeah. Kind of scary. Of course, if you're back a few years, now I'm almost going, wait a minute, this is Jetsons type stuff. And
Yeah.
you mentioned Rosie, so wow. Okay, creating a new project. What's the next thing that we look at?
Okay, so still in the same folder, we're gonna now jump into rules. This goes back to where I told you not to communicate or not to panic when you're linking your email or your calendar or your contacts. There are so many rules. I think of more every day. You're gonna think of them as you're using them. And I already realized that I had left one important off, which is on the next slide, and we'll get
Okay.
to that. But rules are things that it's going to remember until you tell it to change. So let's say, for example, I gave you a guideline of 5 rules. I really suggest that you all grab a pen and paper real quick because this should have had 6 rules on it. And I'm going to give you the one that we missed, number 1, because I think it's the most important. And you're just going to type in there. These are the rules that I want you to follow until I change them. I also want you to keep these rules in the event that I ever add to them until I tell you to remove something.
So what you just said is really exactly what you would tell your assistant.
Correct. This is your virtual assistant.
I remember
Excellent.
someone
Yeah.
actually in one AI session, and maybe it was Jay, but it was like, just talk to it like it was a human being. Thank you.
Yes. And I think it's good to use the thank you because if you forget to use it, then maybe you're in front of a person and you're not using it.
And yet it's still learning really who you are. So
Yes.
if you do say thank you,
Right.
it's learning who you are.
She does say you're welcome.
I'll be darned.
So yeah, literally pretend you're talking to a person, you're just typing it in. And that's why you gave it a name. It humanizes it a little bit more.
So if you hired an administrative assistant and said, here's what I need done, and this is the way I like it, if you were really giving clear, specific direction, you're simply doing the same thing with this.
Correct.
AI
Like, here's the rule. And then tomorrow I come up and say, I forgot to tell you this. You're not forgetting or removing the other rules. You're just adding this to the rule. But be specific and tell it to not remove anything until you tell it to. So this is what I want you to write down. You are going to tell it to abide by fair housing laws. This is going to be very important in any of your content that you're going to be putting out so that you don't have to remember to not use keywords or go back and recheck it.
And Leigh, when you say that, Leigh and I were kind of prepping a little bit beforehand, and we were talking about fair housing and this portion of it. And you brought up one word that we shouldn't actually use. And I hadn't even thought of it before, but it could be construed as being against fair housing laws.
Yes.
And the word was?
Walking.
walking, guys. Had you ever thought of that? Because you see, not all humans are capable of walking. Now, it's kind of like calling it a family room.
Oh, hang on. Jamie just said, why not upload the code of ethics?
Oh,
And you absolutely can. The more stuff you plug into this, the more that it would use. So that is an awesome suggestion.
again, it's
Right.
constant as we sit here and we talk, guys. It's like, just keep all these things in mind, because the whole thing for me is I never, as much as I've got into fair housing to
Right.
try to understand it, and we think it's common sense,
Yes.
there's a
Well,
word that we have to be, cautious in using.
and we'll touch on this in a few minutes, but the consumers don't have our code of ethics. The consumers don't know fair housing. So when they're going in and searching down the road, they're going to use the word walking. So you want to kind of plug the information in that is going to pull the data when they're using the word walking, but you don't want the material you're putting out to use that. So,
And Jamie just put another one in here, steps from downtown.
correct.
Same thing, guys.
Yes.
Wow.
Yep. So just kind of one more thing. And here's another thing that you and I didn't even discuss that I think is really important. AI is not perfect. Read over everything, self-check things. Like, don't think that this is the final marketing material. And it's going to be clunky for a few months, maybe a couple of years. It might get more, accurate, but we definitely need to not just trust that it does what it's supposed to.
I gotta plug another
Oh,
computer.
nope,
You
you're
keep
okay.
going.
The second rule, so now starting at number 1, ensure all content is factual and adheres to regulations. Avoid using exclusive language that may alienate individuals. Do not send emails or invites without proper approval. So this is going to, if you're creating an email that you want sent out to all of your contacts, it's not going to send it until it says, do I now have your permission to send these emails, because you're creating this rule. Maintain data privacy and protect sensitive information at all time, and then confirm addresses before publishing to ensure accuracy and reliability. I have been using that one, especially when creating my CMAs. I don't want addresses in there that don't exist or have expired or are active on the market. You can even go that, when you start creating the CMAs, which will be another training, you can go back and add a new rule to only pull active, pending, closed.
So am I hearing you that, as an example, and I don't know the answer to this, guys, I could tell Rosie
Yep.
to do a CMA on 5 people in my sphere of influence list or something of that nature. It would do it and automatically send it. Is it that capable?
I don't know yet. I haven't tried that route. That's a good thought process. It'd be worth playing and trying. I'd be willing to try it. I have so far only worked on creating CMAs for what I need.
So, and I think this is one of the neat parts. We didn't share this.
No.
She says, I'm not an expert. Do they all know I'm not an expert? And yet that's how new all of this is.
Right.
If you were an expert, you'd be teaching and making a boatload of money showing everybody else how to do this. And this was a great part. When I saw what you did know, I'm going, oh my gosh, you're still head and shoulders, and you've got the others in your
Right.
office that are embracing it too.
And I would change it from yes, no, but also learn. Like, Jamie has been playing with certain things. She'll come to me and she'll be like, hey, I found this. And I'll look at it and go, let's take it one more step and try this. Or I will do the same thing with her. Janelle's been using this longer than all of us, and I've known she's been using it. Didn't even think about how she was using it. And now I'm like, it's that much faster. So everybody you talk to knows something different, has learned something different, or is going to look at your content and recreate it. And that's why it's so important to sit down with this for 15 minutes. And I'm going to laugh at you if you think you can just do the 15 minutes because it's a rabbit hole. But while you're doing that, eh, find a podcast. There's 30-second podcast. Jared James has some amazing ones. I learned about Marky Lemons at Mar. She's got some amazing things. I know that there's probably 50 other people because everybody is trying to deep dive into this.
Gosh, when you say that, it brings me a little bit of a concern.
Okay.
And I think back to social media. And guys, so this is my concern for us. What if they get too embraced in it? Is this a lead generation source for me at this point? Or how am I using this in my business? Is it income producing? Is it income servicing? Is it a feel-good activity?
I'm not the person to ask that question. I haven't learned how to walk away from it yet. So you're correct.
I appreciate
Make
that.
your calls, do your other stuff first. Here's the reason why, and I did tell you, this kind of earlier, is it's really hard for me to have my AI up and show you how to do the stuff as we're going virtually, because I'm gonna tell it to write me a text message for this client. It's gonna write that text message, but then it's gonna ask me 2 more questions. And I'm gonna go, oh, I didn't know that. I literally tried creating just a data sheet for my clients, and I ended up with 9 tabs all the way down to a goal tracker. Not because I thought of it, but because of every question AI asked me based off from what they made me, I went in a different direction.
Wow. So as good salespeople, we always say, ask a question, but go 3 deep. It does the same thing to us. So really then, here's what I'm hearing so far. Right now, you're more in the point of it's income servicing.
Correct.
Because it will help us
Yes.
in doing our lead generation, our business development.
Yep.
It will help us in writing property descriptions. I know that's
Correct.
another one we're going to talk about. There's many other areas that it will help in regards to the servicing of listings, buyers.
Yes.
Our business.
So my suggestion, 15 minutes on a AI video, 15 minutes setting up your AI to start using it. Do your income producing work first, and then block this as training, or set a timer and walk away.
So we're in planning season.
Right.
We should be done by now, but we're putting together a plan. We should be planning our schedule.
Yes.
And a portion of that would be
time block.
And time block this is a portion of it. And if you're really getting into it, make sure you set a timer or get an alert so it pops back up and you will walk away. Because I'm starting to get a feeling this would be a lot more fun to play with than picking up a phone and prospecting.
My social media data report has gone down.
Oh.
Because I'm not scrolling on social media, I'm playing with this.
Well,
it's not a win-win, but
it's all about where it will save the time. But this is the aspect of you're training yourself by watching what everybody else has been able to show, and that's what you're sharing now.
Yes.
Cool.
Yep. I'm just one more resource to get other people's information out there.
There you go.
So touching back, now you're ready to train, spend the 15 minutes each day, play with it, train it, break it, see what it can't do.
And in reality, can you break it?
I don't know.
I mean, everything I've heard, it's like most of today's technology, you really got to get into places that you don't even know how to get into to break it.
But the question is are you breaking it because you didn't give it the correct prompt? Or are you breaking it because it really can't physically do that?
Yeah.
And for example, like I was talking about, I think this is where my excitement of it went from search engine to it can work for you is I tried creating that Excel sheet with my database. I took a college class for Microsoft. My book probably weighs 5 pounds. It would take me 4 hours to remember how to formulate a drop-down box. I literally said, I want a database Excel sheet. I want a cell for last name. I want a cell for first name with a drop down box for spouse. I want an address with a drop down box for if there's a PO box, all the way down to whether they're a cold lead, a warm lead, and I assigned it a color. If it's a cold lead, I want you to highlight that row in this color. It created the whole Excel sheet for me and included all of the formulas. And now all I'm doing is going in and typing my data.
Wow.
So those are the things that we don't know that it can do. That 5-pound book is gone because I now have Rosie.
That's tremendous.
Small things. So we talked about today of getting it set up, naming it, doing the personalization, drag and drop your code of ethics, like Jamie had suggested, doing those things. What can you do between now and the next time we can do a training with next steps? Like just little things. We're doing the 8-week challenge.
Hopefully everybody knows about that. If you don't, talk to your branch manager.
Go blue.
There's a little competition here, guys, between the blue and the gold. You said go blue, and my mind went right straight to Michigan Wolverines, but there's a little competition that's out there. So talk to your branch manager, get involved in the 8-week challenge, which is going to be tremendously helpful for your business, because this is the time period where we kind of have a tendency. Well, Thanksgiving is coming up, and then most real estate agents are going to go on a 6-week hiatus.
Not
Don't
with the
do
8-week
that.
challenge.
8-week challenge will help us avoid
AI
that.
training.
There you go.
We're gonna
There you
keep them.
go.
That first quarter is going to explode because everybody is gonna follow the 8-week challenge
Oh,
and
so-
incorporate this. I like my hardest thing. What kind of like material do you put out there? This is where I take my manager hat off.
Okay, I'm with that.
I am not a cold caller. I can tell anybody, here's what you should do for cold calling. I break out in a cold sweat. I can't do it. I can't just walk up to some random person and be like, hey, I'm a realtor. What do you know, do you want to buy or sell?
Not your personality.
I can't do scripts on the fly by the seat of my pants. I have to have something of value and a conversation to put in front of people.
Yep.
So when I'm working with the agents here and trying to come up with things, it's not I think you should go do this. Don't go make 5 more calls. Everybody can tell you to go make 5 more calls. What 5 more calls should you make? So last week we had the Ghostbuster challenge. Call the people that have ghosted you that we haven't heard from. I cannot do that. I cannot do that as an agent. But what I was able to do is to go into AI, and I said, because all we need to do is open the door, right?
Right.
If you open the door for conversation, I can talk to anybody. So I went to AI and I said, create a fun Thanksgiving real estate jingle to text my database. So for those that don't know me, all of the agents in this office are rolling their eyes right now because I have the fun, quirky, I'm gonna find the cheerleader route in any of them.
Was that you and are we cheerleader that? Okay. I married once.
I played softball.
All right. Okay. That's the same thing.
But so I'm that, fun, quirky jingle. But if you put a smile on somebody's face or make them laugh, they're gonna respond to you. Like if you just give them a boring, they're like, oh, thanks for telling me to have a great day. So that's what I went with.
So what did it come up with your first request?
The first jingle that it gave me was a fail.
Meaning it didn't work for you?
Yes, and I'm going to tell you why. So the first jingle was gobble, gobble, find your nest. I'll help you move and handle the rest. From kitchens warm to dining delight, let's find your dream home before tonight. And then it put my hashtags in. Hashtag Leigh can do it. Hashtag thankful for you. It was too salesy. We're reaching out to people that have ghosted us. Why am I sending them that first text telling them to call me to find their dream home tonight?
You're
It's
probably
not realistic.
You're touching a few others out here in Zoom land.
Yep. So I then went in, and this is where I make up words too.
So you gave it some different.
I gave it a new prompt.
What was the new prompt?
Make me 3 more that is less salesy.
That simple.
Yep, that's all I said. And then it came up with, I picked one instead of giving you guys all three. Thankful hearts and pumpkin pies, laughter, love, and twinkling eyes. No matter where you roam or stay, I'm wishing you joy this holiday.
Which I can definitely hear the difference.
Yes.
What or how did you then use this?
So I took it and I texted it to the people that had ghosted me. If they responded back, I had an open conversation with them. If I didn't, then they're still a cold lead on the ghost list. But it either opened it or forgot it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And it kind of like you've always been trained to go for as many no's as possible because at least now you know where you stand.
And even a book that's out there titled Go for No.
Right.
So the more
Yes.
no's we get, the closer we get to the one yes that
Yes.
we're all after.
Yep. And for those of you that are not as, if this is not geared to you, change it. Like, do you want it to be less rhymey? Do you want it to be a little more masculine? Do you like what direction do you want to take it? Or
So funny, masculine, feminine, you can give it all kinds of descriptions.
anything?
Serious,
Yeah.
analytical,
Humorous. Do you want a comical one?
oh, emojis.
You tell it to add emojis. Yes.
What about the aspect, you mentioned something about the bold print, and maybe I missed it. Did we hit that yet?
We did not hit that. So this is where you're going to go back and you're going to put new rules in over and over and over again. Another rule that you're eventually going to want to put in is to tell it to not use the bold italicized AI font when creating you data. And the reason being is, say you went in and you voice recorded a conversation or a scenario you're having with a client. And you're like, here's the scenario, give me a professional response to send to this client. It's going to kick it out. You're going to copy and paste that and text it to the client. If you don't give it the rule to take out the bold italicized AI font, your client's going to know as soon as you copy and paste and send it to them that you just sent them an AI text message.
So that's literally the AI talking when it does that. It didn't hint, I want to say, didn't sink in earlier.
Yes.
Now I understand what you're saying. Literally, it would have its own voice right there, if you will.
Kind of, yeah,
Yeah.
because it's a different, I mean, it's not your New Times Roman font. And so you're copying that, putting it into your text messages, and it's not normal. And they can see that it's not normal.
Makes sense.
A couple of the other things that you guys can do just to play around with it and get it started, tell it to create social media posts. Use the verbiage, use emojis if you want the emojis. Statistics have found that the more visuals in your post get more hits opposed to just typing out a straight social media post.
Wow. I'm just sitting here thinking, we talk about like working our sphere of influence by having 365 days of social media posts that your sphere could see.
Tell AI to create you a content calendar.
You
Give
knew
it a
where I was
topic.
going. I'm just sitting back, I'm going,
Yes.
oh, because, you know, again, in the offices, we're talking about having a business plan and having a marketing plan.
Yes.
Part of the marketing plan is having a marketing calendar, and now I don't even have to think about it.
Right. Yes. Well, and eventually you can take that one step further. Tell it to create you the calendar so you don't have to rethink ideas to post. Go back in and tell it to create you the content for those posts. Copy and paste that content into Instagram or Facebook and do pre-scheduled posts.
And that could go right into back at you media. We could
Correct.
put it in there and then it would post at the appropriate time.
Yes. So one other thing that I did provide for everybody was some things to think about on strong prompts. So just remember words are important. This gives you kind of what to keep in mind when you're creating content. So what's the goal? What's the role, context, constraints, format, quality bar? So format, I want to touch on, yes, it gave you some examples of bullets or headlines. Do you want a PDF? Do you want a printable? Do you want a printable PDF? Do you want an editable PDF? Those two words are important. Do you want an Excel sheet or do you want a Google sheet? Do you want a Word doc or do you want a Google doc? So
Be specific, and I keep
Correct.
going back to what we talked about earlier. If I had a human personal assistant
yeah,
and I was going to be a good supervisor and give good direction.
Yep.
I'd give lots of detail as much as I could with what my expectation of the task I'm giving them is.
right.
That's what this is.
Yes. And so then the next slide is the examples. And I just want to touch on a couple of those. So generate a 90-second video script. That's where you're going to be specific. Do you want it a 30-second? Do you want it an Instagram reel? Do you want the 90-second video script? Like,
I'm fine,
tell
honey.
it
I knew
exactly
she
what
was
it
just
is you
gonna come
want.
up there. I thought I came in through the title company.
I do suggest that if you wanted a 30, 60, and 90-second to do on different platforms, create the longest one first. After you've perfected that one, go back and then tell it to take that first one and break it down into a 60-second. Now take that first one and break it down to a 30-second. So just like your bios, you're using that first thing. And we're going to get into bios, which is another training, but I want to go over one more prompt where it says act as a local listing agent who is friendly and outgoing. Where are you a local listing agent at?
How local is it, right? Otherwise, for me, I could say Clarkston,
Right.
but I might even take it down to Lake Oakland Woods as a subdivision,
Or St. Clair County.
St. Clair County. So it's get your own area of
No, it's in my
specialty.
purse. I stuck it down in here.
And think about the content you're creating. Are you making a large marketing piece that you can do St. Clair County? Are you working on farming and it's a subdivision? So know what you're creating, know what your demographic is, and know what your target market, like figure those things out and then change your prompts to that. And then the other thing, format, like we kind of touched on that. Do you want to title that thing? But the most important part, tell it to give you a call to action. Because without the call to action, you're not getting a response.
How do they, what should they do? What is
Yes.
the action for them to take?
Yes.
What number should they call?
Yep.
Where could they go? What address?
Yeah.
To go to? Makes sense.
And then a couple of upthinging, like what we're going to walk them through in the future that I think is a next step that's really important. I learned through multiple podcasts, we need to rewrite our bios.
Mm-hmm.
So whether you go to your website and you cut and paste, like we're going to get into that in depth, but you're going to rewrite one bio. We're going to tell it to be SEO friendly. We're going to tell it to write in third person, and I'm going to explain why we're writing our bios in third person. And we're also going to tell it to write that bio for buyers and sellers that will be searching for us. The reason you want to write it in third person is important for more than just the bios. Think of property descriptions, think of CMAs, think of anything your consumer is going to be using to search. So if your bio doesn't have your name in it, or your social media profile doesn't have your name in it, when AI is doing a search for a consumer, they're pulling keywords. So you might have the right keywords, but your name's not linked to it. So we're going, in the next step, we're going to rewrite those bios to generate that information. Once that's set, we're going to tell it to rewrite our profiles based off from the content in that bio. Now it's going to pull that same thing. So think of branding. You, from your business card all the way up to your billboard, if you make one, you want them to all match. You want your bios and your profiles to match. So you're taking that bio, you're rewriting social media profiles using the content in that bio. It's now going to come back and it's going to give you an Instagram profile. And I say that because it's going to say, this is 173 characters. It's going to rate your social media profile, but now all of your stuff is the same.
Mhm. So that's the bio I could take and basically, and again, guys, I don't, probably many of you know more than I do, but I'm sitting back and thinking, I could say, hey, Rosie, or whatever I name it. Write me a biography using the following information.
Correct. Yes. You don't have to copy and paste. You can write a new one.
So I could put in born in Hesperia, Michigan, worked at here, worked at there, started in
Yes.
real estate and then it could take all that, manipulate it.
You could give it all of these line items. Like you don't have to write a paragraph. Give it key points about you and then tell it to write a bio for your website.
In a third person perspective.
But what kind of website is it?
Good question. What am I writing it for? So like one is we got to look at either our profile website
Yes.
for Coldwell Banker or Century 21.
Yes.
We need to know where we're writing this at, what it's for.
Right.
How about from an aspect of, and I think you and I talked about this, the property description, because I remember back when
Mhm.
it was like, why am I telling everybody that this is a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath in the remarks when it's already in the listing that it's a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath? Today, it's even more important that we're actually
Yes.
repeating what's obviously in the listing. What's the
So,
reason for that?
like we had talked at the very beginning, this is not a search engine. So when you're creating content, you're thinking about who you're creating it for. Well, we also need to start thinking like our consumers too. At some point, and it's just going to be like us agents too, right? Like some of us are using this more than others. Eventually, we're all going to be using this, whether it's 1 week, 1 month, or 1 year. We're all going to be on the same page. Our consumers are the exact same way. So how are they going to use it? This is not my opinion. This is from other opinions that I've watched on podcasts. Zillow's not going away. Realtor.com's not going away, but are they going to get used less? Same as homes.com. Like I'm not targeting like all of those home searches are going to get used less because the consumers are on AI and they're going to type in, this is where that fair housing conversation came from. They're going to type in, I need a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house within walking distance of this elementary school. Or I need a fully fenced in yard for my dogs. Think of exact words that the consumers are searching for. The unfortunate part is our property descriptions are now going to be more lengthier. And I don't know if any of you guys have seen it, but since I've learned this, kind of like when you buy a new car and you start seeing it everywhere, start watching other agents' property descriptions and you'll know which ones have been doing the AI training. We need 1,900 square foot in our public remarks, not just in the MLS ticket, because that's what they're searching for. We need fully fenced in the property description. So they're no longer going to be glamorous. They're going to be detail oriented because now they're search engine capable.
So I think that's the key to it. Yep, you're repeating information. It's
Yes.
all there, how it's laid out on an MLS profile sheet.
Yes.
But we need to reiterate that because search engines and AI is using the property description
Yep.
to actually tell someone that
Right.
here's a home that matches, here's homes that meet your description.
And my thought process was, oh, I don't need to have this conversation. You know, it doesn't need to be a training yet. We're probably months away before the consumers are at that level or at that level regularly. And then I was thinking one night and I'm like, but if we start doing it on all of our listings now, that will pull old listings. Yeah, nobody's buying an old listing, but they're gonna see your name, they're gonna see the company, they're gonna see the properties that you've listed in the past. It's going to pop up. It's going to be beneficial to be old history
Mhm.
in the search engine.
Well, let's do this. Let's just take a quick look. Can ChatGPT send emails?
So from all of the podcasts that I have watched, the answer is yes. I have not, Darwin took all my time for that to create this. So I have not personally tried it yet, but I've been told that it can.
Then let's see, why couldn't we just merge the date rather than type it? Carolyn, you might have to jump back in and catch us on that one.
She might mean the data, and you probably could merge that information. I have not tried that yet either. I just, when I say that I'm not an expert, I, I have learned stuff. I have pages and pages upon notes, and then when I get 2 seconds, I'll go back and I'll try it. Usually I'm trying things as I'm setting up the trainings for the agents here. And we're doing, because we do weekly Tuesday trainings, but I literally jumped on this. Gen Blue was October, no, September, the middle of September is when I learned so much more and actually started trying to implement the trainings and using them on the agents in the office and asking them for feedback, like, how can I improve this? Or what are your guys' thoughts? So I am not that far ahead of anybody else that's watching this.
Makes sense to me. So, as I put it, where are we going from here? You and I talked a little bit, what our vision for what we see bringing to you guys?
Yep. So I would like to come back and do a quick little touchback on bios and social media and what keywords to actually put in to do that. And maybe I can even do some screenshots and incorporate those into the slides so people can see them.
Do you think we can get that in before the end of the year?
Yes.
Okay, so it might take us a few weeks, but we will reschedule
Mhm.
and we'll do another similar session today,
Yes.
which will take them a little bit more, but
Yes.
it's how do you do it?
Right. We can do bios and profiles. We can do property descriptions, and we can do CMAs.
Okay.
I can even throw in, it might be easier if we email out to everybody before that certain Hot Topic Tuesday, but I created a buyer step-by-step guidebook that is only 8 pages and it's got visuals and it starts with the pre-approval
Well,
down
AI
to
help you did this?
AI created it. I just told it what I wanted. It talked about the inspection contingency and how many days and what that means. And then I was able to put in my 3 recommended inspectors in case they didn't have one. And it says in there, you know, if you have one or if you need one, when the EMD is due, who to make it out to. So think about questions that your buyers call you all the time. And it's always at inconvenient times. So I now have this little 8-page handbook that I hand to them. Most of them are looking at it before they make that call because so I plugged everything I wanted. It created it, linked it to Canva with our CBP logos. And all I did is printed the pages.
So
So we can do bios, CMAs, and a buyer step-by-step guide.
can we share our vision of the first quarter?
Sure, weather pending.
So, as y'all know, Leigh is the branch manager in Port Huron. And I said, you know, there's something with technology we can introduce today. Tell you, really, some of you will be able to go forth and begin putting AI into place. You'll be able to get it set up. This will get sent out and it will help you. You'll be able to do that. And yet we've looked at it and we're going, man, the one thing with technology is be over my shoulder and show me how to do it so we can go step by
Right.
step. So this is a vision weather pending, is Leigh and I will get out to probably 3 different areas. It would be most likely like Troy, Northville, in Lansing, is what we're gonna shoot for, and we're gonna try to get that done in the first quarter. I think is what we said we would shoot for. So that's our vision. Keep tuning in and looking for it on my professional's desk in the HRC training and events calendar. Everything's out there. And I think, let me just check, make sure we got all the questions answered. Thank you, Lori. Thank you, Natalie. Thank you all. You guys are great. Listen, we appreciate you, and literally everybody that she can see, you can say, did she not do a really great job, you guys?
Ugh,
Give her, yeah, there's
Well,
all the
thanks.
applause. There we go.
thank
She
you.
was nervous about this. I had to give her a pint of whiskey beforehand. I'm surprised she did that well. So,
Thank you.
Leigh, thank you. Guys, I appreciate y'all. We'll see what comes up for next week. No plan at this point. If you got anything, let me know what you're thinking of, and we will put it out there. In the meantime, you guys know what to do. Go see people. Go talk to people. Have a great one.
Thank you.
Well, you're not done yet. You're still recording. I gotta get it down here.
Oh.